Hey tubers, it's been about a couple of years since I've done an update on my layout, so I thought I would do a new update and bring everybody up to date on what's been going on at Muskoka Central Railway. As you've probably seen from my first layout video, this is the lower level of my layout. There's been a bit of a car crash here. I think my son did that last week. Anyways, and my hotel is missing in the downtown area. It was taken off to go to the national convention. I entered it in the NMRA convention. I'll show that on video in a little bit. But this is the lower level that has been in place for about 3 years now. It hasn't really changed much. I consider this my first full layout since I got back into model railroading in 2010. So it was originally just going to be this 5x9 layout, sort of L-shaped, and I completed that relatively quickly. In about probably a year and a half, I completed this lower level, and I thought I looked for more real estate here in the basement as to where I could expand, and that's what I'm going to bring everybody up to date on in this video. So this is my lower level. It's mostly Ontario Northland and CN are the two railroads that I model. This is my first bridge. One mistake I made in the layout, I didn't use bridge track in that area, which is something that I'll be sure to do in my next section. And I come down into the middle of the layout. And that's it. So, what have I been up to in the last 2 years? Well, I've gained some real estate and I decided to put in a second level. And this is the start of it. So I modeled this corner. It's pretty much completely scenic because I can't get at it after it was in place. I actually built that offline and put that in place first. And now we'll tour around the upper level. So as I was saying before my battery died here, this is the upper level, and this is the start of it. It's coming out of the staging area there, and the photo backdrops you see here were taken by me on a trip on the Northlander last year on Ontario Northland, and took some pictures. I photo stitched them together and created some photo backdrops. So this all has to be scenic in the front here. It comes around the corner, and I'm going to have a lumber loading area here. See, more, it's one continuous photo backdrop along there. This level is at 58 inches. And these are some pictures from South River that I took and photo etched them together. And I'm going to have a little grain or feed area, feed mill there as one of my sidings. And so it continues on and drops off a cliff right here. There's me in the background, some of my NMRA awards from the last year. And this is a drop gate that I built, and you can see it has a shock in there. Goes up almost all the way. locks into position with just a slide bolt. Let's see underneath. It slides into a block there. And there's an aluminum plate there that aligns the two pieces. That's the piece underneath, and this is the mating piece. It's machined out of aluminum so that the two go together and align within a couple thou, and I lock in the bolt, and that's going to be the bridge. Has a shock on there that you might see in your in the hatch of your car and the trunk of your car. Same type of shock that I used, and it goes through the wall for about 13 inches there. Pops out on this side and comes across the bridge. Puts me in the background and into the wall on the other side. Now this bridge was just made out of 2x3 studs. I put two of them together and it made kind of a tube configuration. It's extremely rigid with the two of them screwed together. So then I go through the wall over here, just pops out on the corner, a 20-inch radius there, past the weight stack, and then back to the shelf area over here. And I'm going to have a little industry here. I have about 72 inches for an industry along the wall. I haven't finalized the configuration for this industry yet. I just put some buildings that I had on hand. I just put them in there for the time being. Right now it's 18 inches wide. It's going to pop out to about 20 inches when I'm done. Then here is the corner of the room. I'll step back a bit. You can see I have the TV there. Now this section behind the TV here is removable. It will pop out, so the road comes out to give me access to the track underneath, or actually behind. As you can see here, the track actually doesn't go underneath anything or through. It's just going to go behind this. I have a mirror there on the wall in the back, and it's going to pop out underneath this bridge. Here I have my inventory of Pico switches that I'm going to be using on the upper level here. And then this is my industry, or Turco Brothers Fine Furniture. It was featured in Model Railroad Hobbyist, and I took it on tour with me this year down to Train Fest and also the NMRA convention, where I did win a merit award at the convention. And it did win the most photogenic model at the convention as well. And this is some cars that I just finished weathering. This was an undecorated car to start with. And a kit. I go along. As was this car as well. Was an undecorated kit. And the shelf continues along. I have some other rolling stock here in various stages of weathering. I'm working on a staging area right now so I can get all this all my rolling stock and inventory off the shelf here, so that I can start laying track on the upper shelf. This is an Intermountain Ontario Northland SD40-2. And the shelf continues on. A new GMD1 from Rapido. Haven't even run it on the tracks yet. A couple old Atlas GP7s and an RS10. I'll bump over some bridges. My SD50s. One is a Caslo kit. This one here was a Caslo kit that I finished the assembly, did all the painting and lettering and weathering. And then this one was an OMI brass that I've just weathered up. Those are on the back, some trees that are waiting to be planted once I get this area finished. This is where the track's going to be laid first. So as you can see, this is over the old, or my first section of the layout. That goes into staging, which is back in the furnace room. It's going to have a little bridge here, and then cut over to my little industry right here. I haven't decided what industry is going to go in this area yet. Whether to do a lumber mill or use these buildings here for a little lumber loading area. And then we're back at the beginning where it pops out of the staging. And back over the old, the original Muskoka central layout. Here's one last section on the lower level that I'll show on this video before I conclude. This is my workbench here, and this is the area above my workbench. This is all on the lower level as well. A few other weathering projects here. It's another Sioux Line car that I weathered using Gary Christensen's techniques that were in the Model Railroad Hobbyist. Another Cato, that's a Cato SD40. So weathered freight cars here. And my GP9s, which I detailed up. Those are Proto 2000 units. And that's the rest of the bottom level. That's going to be my electrical panel area. And we're back to the main layout. Just going to step back and do one big panoramic of the room. The room is actually an L shape layout, so it goes along this wall, which is 29 feet long. Then it goes 18 feet this way over to the mirror, across the bridge, and back along the upper wall here. Back to staging. One other thing I'll note on the lower level, where eventually I'll have some layout. This is another work bench area. This is the Queen's Hotel, which is normally featured on the main street of the lower level, which I took this diorama to the National Convention as well. And I changed up the little Olga's salon, which I just completed last winter. That's going to go back on the layout. And Queen's Hotel. Anyways, thanks for watching, and subscribe or ask questions if there's anything you want to see in more detail. Thanks a lot for watching.